Okay, so actually, whenever we say public relation, okay, more specifically, it is related to the relationship between any organization with the public. As you know, like right in any organization, actually, the public are they are the consumers, right? So they like making sure that whatever product, okay, for example, if you're running one company, so before making anything or producing anything, you will see first overall what are the needs of that particular public in your area, right? What are the needs, okay, what are the attitudes towards the product, so you try to make such thing which people can accept it, right? So by if people accept it, then it will also help in the growth of your organization, right? It will also benefit both sides, which we can say. So whenever we say public relation also, it means like that, okay? So for example, as we are working in the medical professional, so we will take it as the relationship of the hospital with the public, right? So many things are actually very required in order to maintain a very good public relationship. So as an organization, as an hospital, we always try to build up our image, right? Healthcare image. So we have to show our good gestures to the public. We have to make sure that we are working for them, we are there for them, right? Whatever services we are doing, it is for their benefit. So that is how we can really motivate the people and we can really attract the attention of the public. So public relation is very important, like I've said, because the public actually they are the consumers, okay? And they are like the customers, right? So without the public, there is no use of having, even if you have a big hospital, if no patient comes, right, what is the use of having? Okay, so people attentions, we really need to grab their attentions, and we have to have a very good trust with them, then only we will have a very good public relations. Okay, so if you see with the definition which was given by the Institute of Public Health, Public Relations, sorry, USA, according to them, a public relation is a deliberate, plan, and sustained effort to establish and maintain a mutual understanding between the organization and this public. So this is a very simple definition, which was like I've explained. Okay, so whenever we talk about public relation, it is nothing but the mutual respect that we have for each other. Yes or no? The respect between the hospitals and the public. Okay, and the mutual understanding. Okay, seeing both sides, because whenever we plan anything, not only that a hospital only will be the one who is benefiting, right? So we should also see that both sides should be benefited and they should have very good understanding, and cooperation is very important, okay? And it is also the job of the hospital to make sure like they should really showcase their good sides, right? They should really seize the overall benefit of the public, okay? Grab their attention, okay? So make sure whatever we are doing, it is always for their benefit, okay? So this is actually a very simple definition. And according to the definition which was given by Herbert M. Boss, okay, according to him, it is says that public relation is a combination of philosophy, right? Sociology, economics, language, psychology, journalism, communication, and other knowledge into a system of human understanding. Yes, these are actually very important aspects whenever we talk about public relation, right? First of all, whenever we plan for anything, we should always see based on the philosophy means a belief, right? So we have to overall we have to take in consideration what are the needs, okay, of that particular public, okay, what are their expectation from that particular organization, right? We should take that in consideration, then only they will really appreciate, they will really build up the trust. Sociology, yes, important, as you all know, like we also, because all this when we talk about public relations is this, it is also coming into the sociology aspect, because time to time we are dealing with the people, right? We have to communicate with them, we have to showcase a product, sometimes so many form of then you this one what do we say, advertisement also, we might need time to time, we might need to go and visit them, right? So this to attract their attention and also to have a mutual trust. Economic, yes, because obviously this it involves a lot of money, a lot of business, right? So we have to plan nicely, manage a budget, so everything comes into action whenever we talk about a public relation. Language, yes, so whenever we plan anything, we should always see it should be according to the, okay, we have to see for the level of knowledge, the language, right? Because even in case of language barrier also, it might cause us, language also might be a barrier, right, for development of human sorry, public relation. Psychology, okay, so and journalism, so all this actually so many aspect, communication, these are also very important this one areas which we can say, or the important aspect or factors which are very much required for developing a public relation, okay? So by using all this entire concept, we are trying to understand human or public, okay, and we are trying to develop a relationship with them. So according to the what are the overall general consideration if you're planning for any public relation, first of all, the mostly the important the hospital administrator, it is the determinant. Okay, so in each and every hospital they have their own administrator, right? So actually she will be the main one for the determinant of the public relations. Okay, how to what are the things needed at present, how to grab the people's attention. Okay, how to develop their trust. So this thing actually overall it should be from the hospital administrator. And some hospitals also make the formal public relation program and public relation officer. Actually with this public relation officer, he will be the one who will be heading the public relation program, like some small program, for example doing some free health camp in one particular area. So in that way also we are trying to highlight and showcase, right? Or doing our advertisement and also developing in that way. If you do, we are also getting the attention and we are getting the trust of the public. So that is a like simple example of some formal relation program. Or sometime we used to go in the area, we might conduct some meeting, right? We might meet with a different village locality head or village head. So those are actually all comes under formal, okay, public relation program. And for that to be functioning, we need a public relation officer. Okay, so he will be the one planning, okay, or the overall everything. When we say planning, means everything comes, right? The budget, the manpower, okay, who will be involved, okay, all those things. So he can be appointed to plan and organize the program and to look after the public relation department. Okay, so he will be overall responsible for that. Okay, advertising and all those. Okay, communicating with the different this one head personals. Okay, in the public area. So all those needs to be done by the PRO. Sorry. Fundamental to a successful program of the PR, okay, is the desire to sell the organization and its program and not the individuals. Okay, I think this is self-understandable, right? It should be planned and constantly watched. Yes, this is also important. It's not like because sometimes we have to in time, sometime we have to make it a bit flexible also. Sometimes some changes might be needed, okay, in between. So all those we have to see. And it is a two-way communication because whenever we talk about public relations, it should not be only from the hospital side, but it should come from both sides. Like I've said, we should have a very good communication and also a very good mutual understanding from both sides, the public and the organization. Okay. Then there should be a formal and informal contacts between the employees and the public. Okay, and the public should be informed to publicity, right? Propaganda, advertising, education. So actually so many methods we can use where we can grab the attention of the public. Okay, so nowadays everyone is familiar with social media and all, right? So social media is also one platform where we can really advertise, do, okay, within seconds. So the information can goes to millions and millions of people, right? So like all those now, many people also, many organizations are also using social media platform like Facebook, okay, Twitter, all those as a means of advertising. Okay, so not only that, even posters, okay, all these different methods also. Publicity is also very important. Okay, then only the people will be aware, right? What are the benefit of your organization? Why they should choose your organization, right? So we should have a very good this one publicity, and also we have to have very good public relation officer. Okay, then what are the aims of public relation? Actually to enhance the image of excellence, quality, reliability and respectability of an organization. Yes, because that is the main reason, because whenever people trust our organization, if they are really giving their when we are really giving a full effort, okay, automatically they will trust us, right? So this it helps in really building a very good image of the organization in that particular area. Okay, so which is very important for the organizations to be functioning for a long run, right? So if you're having a very bad image, okay, or suppose if an organization is having a very bad, obviously the people will not feel like going there, right? So in order to maintain that, we have to have a very good public relation to eliminate any misunderstanding, rest, and misgiving, to promote a very healthy relationship between the organization and the public, and to have a public support, which is very important because public only they are the main consumer and our customers, right? So without them, there is no use, like I've said, to have, even if you have a big hospital, if no patient comes, okay, so a public they are actually the main support for any organization. Okay, the main functions of public relation. So first of all, it is to establish the relationship between the organization and the public. Okay, to develop a reciprocal understanding and goodwill, right? So whenever we talk about reciprocal, that means the understanding, and even the public also, they should feel the need, right, of uh, giving to the organization, and even from the organization side also, they should have a very good uh, understanding between two of them, both sides, to analyze the public perception and attitudes towards the organization, right? So overall, because we can, whenever we conduct this planning program or PR, public relation program, even through those programs also, we can really see whether the people are accepting us or they are not willing to participate. So all those also, it really shows how the people, okay, what is their perception or attitude towards the organization, okay, supports, what are the attitude of, suppose, what are the attitude of the public towards the healthcare organization. So all those actually we can know through that, because based on that only we will be knowing, right, if they have a very good attitude and if they're really having a very good thinking about that particular organization, obviously it will be a very good in the public relation. To identify the organization policies with the public interest, yes, whatever we plan out, it should always be on the interests and needs of the public. Okay, then only it will grab their attention, then only they will be able to participate, or they will be willing to participate. To execute the programs for the communication with the program public. Okay, so executing the programs means those public relation program, all those actually needs to be planned and organized by the public relation officer. Okay, so, so these are actually the main functions of a public relation. So next we'll come to the elements. So actually, according to Raymond S, okay, so the following are the some of the elements of public relation. So the first, it says a plan, effort, or management function. So this is actually very important, right? So whenever we, so that's the reason we need to have a very good PRO, okay, or public relation officer, because overall he will be the one heading the program. He will be the one really planning out what are the ways of grabbing, what are the ways of doing publicity, right? What are the various program we can plan based on the interests or needs of the particular public. So we have to have a very good planning, and so that with that, if we do it properly, then we can execute the plan and it will be really very much effective. Okay, relationship between the organization and the public, and evaluation of the public attitudes and opinion. This is almost similar like the previous in the functions. Okay, and organization policies, procedures, and actions. So whatever we are planning, also this should all be very much with the interest of the public. Okay, and we should overall see that it is not hurting any beliefs. Right, it should be based on the, okay. So we have to maintain all the ethics. All those principles needs to be followed whenever we plan any policies and any procedures in the organization. Step taken to ensure that the set policies, procedures, and actions are in the public interest and socially they should be responsible, right? So this is almost same with the, then execution of an action and or communication program, obviously. Okay, so this actually mostly it should be done headed by, like I've said, headed by the PR. So you have to make sure that whatever, it's not like just making promises won't do, right? The people needs action, right? So we have to speak with action. So we have to really showcase and really help the people. Then only they will be able to trust us or to cooperate with us. Okay, so execution of an action, development of rapport, goodwill, understanding, and acceptance. So this is actually overall very important elements which we required for a public relation. So what are the advantages of a public relation? So actually a PR helps the hospital to secure and maintain the goodwill of the community to accomplish their purpose up to their satisfaction. Yes, so then only so by doing for the people, right, by making whatever policy, if we are doing it based on the people's needs and all, we are really helping to develop a very good image of the hospital, so people really will trust. Okay, and they will, it will really also help in the overall growth of the organization. Like I've said, people are the main customers or the consumers, right? And the public can fully utilizes the services rendered by the hospitals. It has also helped the staff or employees working in the hospital about the public relation program. Okay, so time to time, actually, like us, the PRO. Okay, it is his job to train some people. Okay, who are, will be working under him for the PROs. Obviously, they need to be trained properly, how to have a good communication skills with the, okay, because those also, everyone is not good with communication, right? Some people we have to develop the skills and all. So those skills can be train. Okay, because those communication is a key for everything. So if you have a very good communication, obviously people will start, okay, having a very good relationship with us, because communication is very much very important everywhere, okay, be it professionally or personally. So all those also need to be planned out by the PRO. So the employees, whoever are working in the organization, they should have a very good communication skills. They should be fully aware of what they mean by public relations, what are the things that we required for public relation, okay. So all those things need to be done by the PRO. It is used to evaluate the hospitals for which they are planned, either the needs of the community are fulfilled or not. Okay, so this is also, I think, understandable, because whenever we plan out any activity or any program, we are always doing it for the people's needs, right? So obviously after the program we will evaluate, okay, and we can take the feedback. Then only we'll be able to know, okay, so whether the people are really they are satisfied with our services, or they need anything which is left, or anything that needs to be improved, okay. So all those also, or overall whether the overall needs are being fulfilled or not. So next we will move on with the factors required for a successful PR program. Okay, so if you're planning for any PR program or public relation program, so there are certain things that you need to plan out beforehand, before proceeding with the overall program. Okay, so the first of all, identification of need. Yes, this also repeatedly I have been mentioning that whenever we plan out any program and all, it should always be based on the current needs, okay, because the need which was 5 years ago, it might be different now, right? So we have to, before that we have to overall communicate with the public, really, okay. Maybe we might have to conduct some meeting with them, ask from them, right? So identify their needs, so then only we can plan out for the program. Careful planning is very important, right? So careful planning overall, and if you plan, everything comes, okay, from the manpower, then from the budget, okay, resources which we needed, all those need to be planned out properly, okay, so that it will be effective. Get cooperation, yes. So for this, actually, whenever we plan, especially involvement of the public head, right, is very much important, because they are the one who can really influence their own people, because they are very much, rather than the people from the hospital, the public head or the head man of the particular village, he will be more, he will know the public more, right, and the public are more familiar to him. So we have to get attention of, like, to get his cooperation, and with the help of him we can really attract the public, okay. So we have to get a very good cooperation, and we have to really have a very good coordination with different sectors of the organization, okay. Then observational standards, so we have observed ethical standards. So that's why whenever we do anything, we should never forget, okay. So we have to always maintain the ethical issues, okay. Whenever we do anything, we should never do it against the people's will, right? We should whatever we are doing, it should be from the voluntary participation, okay. Nothing should be unethical. We have to follow the ethics whatever we do anything, okay. So all those needs to be maintained. Implement the program, okay. Okay, so we'll implement and the program whatever has been planned. Then evaluate, okay, what is the public relation or reaction towards your program, okay, whether it is good, whether it is bad, okay, whether it's any more needs to be improved, okay. So then revamp if required. So revamp is like, again, if it is not, people are not so satisfied with your program, if they are having so many things which is lacking behind, right, in that program, then again we have to again go to the first step. Again we have to identify other needs, then we have to overall start the overall program, okay. So this is actually the important factors which we have to understand, then only we'll be able to have a good or successful PR program, okay. Then next we will see what are the nurses' role. Okay, so the overall, what are the nurses' role in improving PR? Okay, especially in the hospitals. Okay, so actually the nurse are the main elements which we can say, right, which can really have help in tracking and even in developing a very good image of the hospital, because they are the one who's constantly in contact with the patient, right? So actually everything whatever we do with the patient, based on our attitudes, based on our services, then only it will help in developing a good image of the hospital, right? So if you are really doing good to the patient, if you are giving full quality services, obviously with that it will really help in building up the image of the hospital, right? But if you are not attentive to your patient, if you are not attentive to, okay, to servicing the patient, so this will give a very bad impression of the hospital, overall hospitals, right? So the first of all, as a nurse, we have to deliver and ensure high quality patient care. Yes, with this also it really helps in improving the image of the hospitals or in developing a very good public relation. Attending the clients on admission, okay, and not only that, actually overall, whenever right from the admission, as we can say till discharge, right, overall we are always in contact with our patient, okay, and we need the patient's needs are full this one guidance and all, right? Providing orientation to the clients and relatives, okay, so especially when the patient client first comes to the hospital, right? So it is our job whenever they come, they will be admitted in our, if they are admitted in our ward, so it is my job, right, to orient them to the what are the rooms available there, okay, there, then what are the help, okay, whenever they need any help, whom they can call, okay, so what are the services, okay, food service or this one housekeeping service. Overall, all those orientation we need to give to the client, so that also actually give a very good impression, okay, that hospitality should be there, okay. Informing about the rules and regulations, okay, what are the things that needs to be done and what cannot be done, okay, like not, we cannot leave the attendant, suppose leaving the patient unattended is not, that is also against the hospital policy, right? So we should never leave the patient unattended, okay. Then the patient cannot go out without hospital obviously the patient, so they cannot go out of the hospital. All those rules and regulation overall needs to be explained, okay. Educating and guiding overall every time to time, okay, and maintaining privacy, right, not sharing everything, whatever the patient files and all, everything related to the patient should be confidential, okay. So we should not share any, that is also one of the ethics as a nurse we should need to follow, right, maintaining confidentiality, okay. Ensuring the client in getting all the hospital services in a proper way. Ensuring the environmental sanitation and cleanliness of the hospital is also overall, it will give a very good impression of the hospital, right? If the hospital is very clean, if they are maintaining sanitation, if it is very fresh, obviously this, it will really grab the attention and will really attract the customers to come back again, right? Because cleanliness is also very one important aspects which really helps in the overall this one uh, this one recovery of the client, right? Attending complaints and suggestions from them, so this is also very important because time to time, that's why we always, whenever any patient go for discharge, we always take their feedback, right, suggestions, what are the things that you need improve, that we need improvement. So all these aspects actually are very important, okay, which will really help in the public relation. So this is overall about public relation. So do you have any